The New York Jets have added a new quarterback to the bullpen. What the hell does that mean for Jordan Travis? Plus, an update on Jordan Travis? Let's talk about it. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. Welcome to the show. Make sure you like the video, hit subscribe as soon as you head on your way in. We're trying to make a chase to 10,000 subscribers, and we're only like 2.3 thousand away or something now. So, hey, we're chipping away, baby. Also, for those watching on YouTube, we appreciate it no matter where you watch, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, audio-only version. Shout out to my fiance and the new threads. Look at this. We got a New York Jet-style baseball jersey. Nice. Okay. All right. Making me look real nice like. And that can sometimes be a challenge. So shout out to my fiance out there in the universe. Now, let's talk quarterback, baby. And there's some interesting takeaways for this NFL draft. And one thing we'll do later on the show, depending on when you're listening, it's April 29th at a little after 7:30 in the morning. At 3 o'clock on April 29th, later today. You guys can check that out in the live video section. We're going to be talking about the biggest winners and losers from the Jets draft. And one of the winners, I thought, was Jordan Travis. The Jets didn't draft a quarterback. That's good news for Jordan Travis. In theory, he has been crowned as the developmental guy. If the Jets would have drafted a rookie quarterback, like so many wanted out there in the universe, Jordan Travis would have been thrown out with the bathwater, probably. In theory. Not immediately, but in training camp eventually. But there's just been a lot of twists and turns to this story. A lot of twists and turns. So let's try to unpack it all here on the show, if we can. So let's go back all the way to the beginning of the offseason. Rich Cimini came out with a piece in early March in a Sunday morning column and revealed a direct quote from Jordan Travis's agent, Derek Jackson. Here's what his agent had to say. His rehab with the Jets was not the best. They tried to rush him. It was too fast. There was pressure on the coaching staff, and they tried to get him going sooner than the timeline really was. That caused the setback, and we had to shut him down completely. So Jordan Travis's agent straight up blamed the Jets for how the whole thing imploded last year. Jordan Travis didn't play in a game. He didn't practice. Yes, Allen Iverson, we're talking about practice. He didn't even practice this past season after being drafted in the 5th round by the New York Jets. The Jets took a risk on this guy because he went later than expected because of his injury. And that injury was he fractured and dislocated his ankle while also stretching some ligaments during his final season at Florida State. That thanks to NFL insider Tom Pelissero, that information. Orthopedist Dr. Robert Anderson, who performed that surgery, said that Jordan Travis should be cleared by training camp in late July. That's what Pelissero had said in April of 2024. Of course, we all know that never happened. So, again, I thought, so we have that at the beginning of the offseason, right? Agent blames Jets. And technically, it's the old regime because they're fired. New regime come in and like, what the hell is going on here, right? So I thought, so we hear that, and I'm like, oh boy, that could be bad news. And then Aaron Glenn was asked about the Jordan Travis situation at the NFL owners meetings. Okay, so let's bring up this clip. This is between AG and Rich Cimini on Jordan Travis shortly after that story.
I think Jordan Travis will be ready to go for OTAs, or what are your plans for him?
Well, I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you that.
What are your plans for him this year?
If he's ready to play, he's going to compete.
Yeah. I mean, we obviously haven't seen him because of his college injury. How much do you know about him through the scouting process, and what kind of quarterback is he?
Well, from his days in college, I think he was a pretty damn good player. So Once he gets a chance to be cleared to get ready to compete, he'll compete.
That's one of my favorite quotes. Hey, Jordan Travis is going to be ready to go for OTAs. I'm not a doctor, Rich. I'm not a doctor. Oh, okay. I didn't ask you if you were, just asked you if he was going to be ready for OTAs. That was sort of funny. That was hilarious. Not ready, he says. Not ready. By the way, let me flip the banner here on the show because we only have 2 days left. Here's our current Raffle leaderboard. J-Boy has 81 Raffle tickets. A-Step 10, 75. Jimmy Jets 40. Devin, a.k.a. DNY for Life with 26. And for Lily in Big D with 24. And the thing you guys are competing for this month, by the way, a quick detour, a quick aside, is to replace the BMAC emoji. Throw it up here on the screen. Whoever's the highest bidder during the month of April gets to replace the BMAC emoji. And currently it's a 2-man race. So you guys can have any custom emoji you want. They're all made by our friend Snowball, a.k.a. Jets Worldwide. It's currently a 2-man race right now between J-Boy and A-Step 10. We'll see if anyone else can get in the mix in the next 2 days here. So keep an eye out for that. If you guys would like an emoji on the channel, and that is available to all Boy Green Coffee Club members, make sure you jump in on that. And there you go. J-Boy, upon the announcement, hit him with it. A juicy 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Boy, do you love to hear it.
Here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Jersey Gene, JM2, Pissed Off Grandpa, Tony Alvarado, and Card Cave Central. You guys are now members to the gosh darn Boy Green Coffee Club, and J-Boy increases his lead ever so more. 86 raffle tickets so far this month. We appreciate you, J-Boy. Here we go. Nice. So, yeah, pour one out for wherever BMAC may be right now. B-Whack. BMAC. Tony Alexio says, BMAC isn't even worth a bid. Save the money. Oof. Yikes. Oof. Well, it's to replace BMAC, so it wouldn't be the money on him. It would be the money to replace him. But I understand your guys' thoughts. Anywho, back to this Jordan Travis thing. I appreciate the membership. Thank you, J-Boy. You guys can join the Boy Green Coffee Club in the YouTube description down below. If you enjoyed the show, you get a good laugh or get some information, whatever you get out of this program, you can join the Boy Green Coffee Club in the YouTube description down below. It's only $2.99 a month. Help support the channel, and you get a little loyalty badge next to your name and all kinds of cool perks. So take full advantage. $2.99. More on Jordan Travis, right? So his agent blames the Jets earlier this offseason. By the way, quick detour on that. That doesn't seem to make... Why would the Jets have been rushing Jordan Travis? They had Aaron Rodgers. Why would they... Again, not that I want to talk about Aaron Rodgers again, but why would they have rushed him? It would make sense if they didn't have Jordan... They didn't have Aaron Rodgers, and they're like, geez, we need to get Jordan Travis on the field. But he, wasn't even going to get on the field outside of practice. So that part kind of confuses me, but whatever. That's the agent's take. Then you hear that from AG where he's like, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. And then we're like, oh, okay. And now let's sort of fast forward here. Boop, on your TiVo. Boop, 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 boop. I don't know if people still have that, but anywho, we fast forward to the draft. And again, there's a lot of hubbub. Ooh, are the Jets going to take a quarterback? Are they going to take a quarterback high? Are they going to take a quarterback in the middle? Are they going to take a quarterback late? Speculation. And they don't take a quarterback. Again, I'm like, oh, great news for Jordan Travis. That's terrific. Amazing. That gives, as I'm throwing things around here, that gives Jordan Travis a great opportunity, correct? Well, let's go to Darren Moji, the general manager who spoke after the draft, was asked about Jordan Travis twice.
Darren, how much consideration did you give at any point to a quarterback, and the fact that you didn't draft one, is that sort of an endorsement as Jordan Travis is your quote-unquote developmental guy?
Yeah, we talked about a lot of the quarterbacks, obviously going into this draft and then throughout the process, and there was some still on the board now, I believe, and we'll see after the draft if we address that. With these undrafted free agents. But we're always talking about guys remaining and how they would fit and their value, no different than any other position at the quarterback.
Where is Jordan Travis in his recovery? Is he going to be able to participate?
Yeah, I won't speak on any of the players' medical publicly right now.
So, in case you missed on the first question there, I paired those two together because they were Jordan Travis questions at different points of the presser. Number one, okay? Rich Cimini asked, about the whole quarterback conversation in the draft. Did you ever think about it? And since you didn't take one, does that crown, you want to crown them, to crown their ass? Does that crown Jordan Travis as the developmental guy for your system? Darren Ritchie completely ignored that part of the question. And then we just get a straight up Jordan Travis question later, like, hey, what's the medical update? We're not going to talk about medicals. Now, maybe Darren Muji just doesn't like giving out unnecessary information he doesn't have to. But you would think if Jordan Travis is very close to being medically cleared, which, by the way, Jordan Travis's agent told Rich Cimini he's optimistic that he's going to be good to go. We'll see what that means. Different people have perceived that in different ways. Optimistic, oh, it's totally happened. Optimistic, like, why do you have to be optimistic? Why can't you just say he's going to be ready to go? So either Darren Muji doesn't just want to share that information publicly for whatever reason, or people are saying, well, if he was ready to be healthy, wouldn't you scream that from the rooftops? Anyway, the reason why we bring this up, and good morning to A-Step 10, baby. Boom. Good morning, sir. Again, A-Step 10, you are in second place currently in our raffle contest. 75 raffle tickets so far this month. Only 2 days left, so keep that in mind. But good morning, my good sir. And so they didn't draft a quarterback. You're like, oh, okay, that must be pretty good news. But Rich Cimini, coming off of that press conference, said mixed signals on Jordan Travis, is what Rich Cimini wrote. They didn't draft a quarterback, which could be seen as an endorsement of Jordan Travis as their quote-unquote developmental quarterback, but at the same time, they refused to give an injury update on Travis, with Muji saying he won't discuss medical situations. They probably should have drafted a quarterback. Can't bank on Justin Fields as the long-term answer. That came from Rich Cimini. Zach Rosenblatt described the Jets as cagey when talking about Jordan Travis. Okay? Cagey. The Jets' refusal to even comment on his health status isn't a great sign, according to Zach Rosenblatt. So we're having a lot of interpretations of what this could mean. And again, I thought it was good news. But let me tell you this. This is why all of a sudden I'm like, whoa. They signed an undrafted free agent quarterback that I'm not going to say was supposed to be drafted or anything like that, but Brady Cook, well, he can cook, okay? Jordan Travis should be on upset alert with Brady Cook joining the squad. I think he should be on upset alert because following the draft, the Jets signed Missouri quarterback, reuniting him with Armand Membu as an undrafted free agent quarterback. Brady Cook is 23 years of age, spent all 5 of his collegiate seasons at Missouri. He racked up during that time 9,200 passing yards, 66% completion percentage, and finished with a 49 touchdown to 15 interception ratio. NFL draft analyst Lance Zierlein described him as a tantalizing prospect with athleticism and arm talent. His physical traits and athletic ability are worth a discussion as a developmental prospect. He possesses a strong arm with relatively effortless delivery. And here's the thing, folks, about Brady Cook. Now, you may look at Brady Cook and go, who the hell is this? But you dive a little bit deeper, Brady Cook, he's got a little something to him. Look at what he did at the NFL Combine, right? He measured in at 6'2", 214 pounds. He destroyed the Combine. Listen to this. Let me run through it for you. He ran the fastest 40-yard dash, and all of these little nuggets I'm about to give are all at his position, obviously, at quarterback. He didn't run the fastest 40-yard dash of quarterbacks and running backs, or just quarterbacks, but I want you to keep this in mind, right? So he ran the fastest 40-yard dash of the Combine among quarterbacks, 4.59. He had the fastest 10-yard split, which is normally an indicator of explosiveness, things of that nature, 1.53. He had the best vertical jump, 37 inches. He had the best broad jump, 10.8. He had the fastest 3-cone, 7.01. And the fastest 20-yard shuttle, 4.17. Literally every single measurable thing in Indianapolis, Brady Cook was in first place of all the quarterbacks that participated. There's some good stuff there. Some real good stuff. And also, he's a capable runner. You won't mistake him for Lamar Jackson. Hell, you won't mistake him for Justin Fields. But in his career, he added 1,200 rushing yards and 20 touchdowns. And I think Dane Brugler wrote it well in the Beast, saying he's not elusive, but he's an underrated athlete who consistently picks up positive yards and he could take the green grass in front of him, which, like I said, we've been complaining about quarterbacks not doing that, of not taking that grass in front of him. And Brady Cook can do that, so I like that from Brady. He was also team captain in his final 3 seasons. So to me, I think Brady Cook could totally be QB3 on this Jets squad. That's totally possible if they keep 3 quarterbacks. It's hard to know because we don't know what this new regime is, right? We don't know their philosophies. That's another thing that'll be interesting. I saw Zach Rosenblatt put out a 53-man roster prediction for right after the draft. And normally, like for instance, in the Saleh regime, he liked keeping 10 defensive linemen for his rotation. So that was something we could sort of pencil in when we're talking about roster construction. Oh, he keeps this many this. Oh, he normally keeps this many receivers. Oh, he normally keeps this. A brand new regime, we have no friggin' idea what their thought process is on roster construction. So this will be interesting. So we'll see on the quarterback conversation. We'll see. But obviously, Justin Fields is the guy. And again, at 3 o'clock, we'll really dive deeper into this thought of who won or lost the Jets draft based on what they did, right? Like Justin Fields, you could say he's a big winner. They didn't draft a quarterback and they built around Justin Fields. So Justin Fields is a winner, right? You could say that Jeremy Rucker is a loser, right? The Jets drafted Mason Taylor. So Jeremy Rucker's on borrowed time. And again, we'll get more into that at 3 o'clock live on the show. I'll be at the radio station for that one. So that's interesting. But again, when you bring it to this, I thought Jordan Travis was a winner, but now that they added Brady Cook, I think Jordan Travis will have some serious competition for that QB3 role. And we will see. His agent seemed to indicate he's going to be ready to go and ready to compete, as Aaron Glenn likes to say, compete. And we will see. Because Justin Fields is clearly QB1. Tyrod Taylor is clearly QB2. And the conversation is QB3. Even if the Jets are going to have a QB3, which they may not. They may just shove that guy in the practice squad, potentially. So it is that battle between, again, Jordan Travis and Brady Cook, which, again, I'm sort of intrigued by. Let's see. I think Brady Cook was a very fascinating QB. Now, I'll tell you this, a couple of nuggets. If this guy would have made it to undrafted free agency, this name I'm about to say, I think he would have been the guy for the Jets, not Brady Cook. But he ended up getting drafted at the end of the draft. That was Quinn Ewers out of Texas. Now, he is a very polarizing guy for a lot of reasons, but the Jets met with him 3 times during the pre-draft process. They liked Quinn Ewers a lot, and I believe that was their plan at quarterback post-draft. But Quinn Ewers was taken. So then that plan was taken away, and then they pivoted to Brady Cook. I think Brady Cook, sort of intriguing. I'm just saying. I think it's going to be a nice little conversation there. But again, for Ricky New York out there in the audience, the massive Jordan Travis Florida State guy, I hope Jordan Travis gets a chance. Because, quite frankly, he didn't have a shot last year because of the injury. So hopefully he could get healthy and he could see it. Because the worst thing possible will be us all around the water cooler. What if Jordan Travis got a chance, got a shot to be healthy and kind of go through his process? And then maybe light up the preseason like, hey, there he is, Jordan Travis. You know? So we'll see. In the same breath, I'm glad that Justin Fields is getting his opportunity too, to be the guy. The Jets did not take the quarterback from the apple tree of, ooh, look at this tantalizing guy. Look at this tempting guy. The Jets went, nah, we're riding with Justin Fields. And we'll see what's up. But I like that. We got 300-plus people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, baby. We're going to open up the phone lines early here on the program. Feel free to join in, talk anything draft, this quarterback conversation, or so much more, because we got a lot cooking here on the program, baby. We appreciate you. Only got 2 days left in the month of April. We've got some more bow ties for the 2025 NFL Draft to wrap that up on the show. Again, make sure you guys check out the full grading, if that's your thing, with Drew Beatty, who joined us on the show yesterday. And his favorite draft pick the Jets made was Azareye'h Thomas, the corner out of Florida State. He was the guy. We have that in our YouTube short section. He thinks he was one of the, not only the best pick for the Jets, but one of the best picks in the entire 2025 NFL Draft. So there you go, baby. For all you Azareye'h Thomas people out in the audience, enjoy. But let's do this. We'll take a quick HEP timeout. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, migrate over to YouTube, baby. That's how you could call into the show and get involved, get your participation trophy, baby. It's youtube.com/BoyGreen25. And by the way, while you're there, make sure you like that video, hit subscribe. It's free to do. HEP timeout. More coming up, baby, after this.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Let's go.
And I am looking forward to welcome back to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show program. Appreciate you having us on here, video and audio show program. I'm looking forward to diving in further to these undrafted free agents. I'm sort of catching up on articles and sort of absorbing all that I can from all these prospects coming in. So we'll do some shows on some of these guys so you guys can learn more about them, some of the draft picks, some of the undrafted free agents. So we can do full deep dives on these profiles, which will be nice. So I appreciate it. Very nice. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, the guy from J-Boy says he likes the guy from yesterday. Good people, Drew Beatty. Yeah, Drew Beatty will be back in the future. He'll be back on my radio show. If you guys care about the overall NFL draft and winners, losers, like other teams beyond the Jets, Drew Beatty will be joining us at 11:30 on my radio show. That is the Man Shout Show with me, Boy Green. You guys can listen to that locally or on the internet. Feel free to do so. All right, let's go to the phone lines, baby. We got EZ here on the show. What's up, EZ? Oh, nice. I like the view. Very nice.
Can you hear me good? Because
no.
I was having problems with my headset.
Yeah, you sound a little quiet.
I think the headset mic is fading fast. It was only a $40 headset.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I usually talk too fucking loud anyway. So, anyway.
Oh, there you go.
Richie was on, Richie from Jets Media in
Uh-huh.
Long Island.
Yeah.
He went to the draft in Green Bay, and he was talking with Jets former tight end Johnny Mitchell. Remember Johnny Mitchell?
Really? Oh, that's cool. I haven't heard from Johnny in a long time.
Anyway, Johnny Mitchell was saying, I'm a football coach now. And he was praising the living hell out of Justin Fields. He was saying that kid should have been the second pick in the draft after Trevor Lawrence. He said he should have been on the Jets all along. And he said he has had the worst luck with coaching of any quarterback he's ever seen.
That's probably true.
He's had a different offensive coordinator like almost every year of his career.
Yeah, there are two names that stand out to me. Jason Campbell in yesteryears past and Alex Smith, who both got dicked around with a lot of different offensive coordinators. So they would both be on the list. But yeah, Justin Fields is totally up there.
Anyway, according to Johnny Mitchell, he said this kid has got every tool in the toolbox. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's got a cannon for an arm, and he's smart. So he's like, if this kid can just get some continuity, I mean, he's going to be great. I mean, he's 5 years in the league now, and I'm always talking about some guys take a little bit longer to develop and get up to speed with the actual speed of the NFL and the pros and cons. The professional football game is much different than college. So he's 5 years in. He has improved every single year. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's...
Hey, real quick, Easy. I can hear you, but the audience cannot for whatever reason.
All right, hold on a second.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to have to get rid of the headphone.
Okay, sure.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, wow. Loud and clear. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me put it on speaker.
Okay, there you go. This felt like that Sprint commercial now. Yeah.
Well, however it works out. They've been saying, like I said, Johnny Mitchell said that this kid is going to be great. talking
That's
about
awesome.
Justin Fields. So the other point I want to make is there has definitely got to be something with Jordan Travis where they refuse to talk about him. I don't understand the caginess not wanting to talk about him. Maybe because he's still hurt, they can't justify not taking a quarterback, or maybe because he's not hurt, they just don't want to talk about it. But I mean, all they're doing is delaying the inevitable, because if he's hurt, we're all going to freaking find out about it.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
it's just
exactly.
it's childishness at this point.
Yeah, it just seems odd because, like I said, if Jordan Travis is healthy, you'd think they'd want to scream that, "Hey, everybody, we're excited to say Jordan Travis is healthy and he's going to compete." You would think that they would want to do that. So,
Yep. Anyway, I'm having problems hearing you now, so let me let the next guy on. And I don't know what the hell the Jets are doing. I just don't like this caginess and the bullshit. Yeah, either be up. They should just be upfront about it. Look, we have high hopes for him. We don't know if he's ready yet. That's all up to the doctors. But at least say something. Don't bullshit about it, because we're too intelligent an audience to deal with that kind of nonsense.
yes, we are, Easy. And sorry about your microphone there. People said they sort of enjoyed that I was kind of interpreting what you were saying. So, like, whatever you were saying, I'm like, and then responded, and then they sort of guessed what you were saying. So, yeah, compelling, nonetheless. Let's go back to the phone lines here. We got Philium here on the show, FL Phil 98. What's up, brother?
Good morning, Paul. How are you?
Oh, excellent. Thank you. What's going on?
Listen, I've been listening to the show afterwards a little bit lately. I got the shout out the other day. I appreciate that. You brought up a couple of things I'd said about the rule changes.
Yes.
And one of them in particular, the kickoff. I don't know if you remember, you probably don't, but last year when they made the change, I said that bringing the ball out to the 30 was not enough of a deterrent. And I thought they should have brought it out to the 35 or 40, because now it's situational. There's going to be times you're still going to want to kick it into the end zone. There's going to be times that you're not. So I like that change a lot.
Yeah.
And what that brought to mind for me is, I got a hot take for you. Very, very early hot take.
Come on. Let me hear it, baby. Yeah.
Arian Smith is going to be our kickoff and punt return guy. I think it's why they took him. He's going to replace the very mediocre Xavier Gibson in that role.
Yeah.
So I think, besides the fact that obviously, a couple of times a game, at least they'll throw him out there to try and spread the field. Take the shot downfield with him for sure. The speed is all about, but the drop thing is a concern. A lot of people have some doubts about the guy. My assumption is that he's going to be able to catch a kickoff. And with the proper training, punts, that kind of thing, with that kind of speed, given, a 5-yard cushion, this guy could be dangerous, man. So I wanted to throw that out there. And then one other thing was, the playoff thing, which I think was it May, right? Is when they have the next meeting.
Yes, that's correct. So it's only like, well, let's see. So schedule's 14. So it's like I believe it's the 21st. It's after that week of schedule. So yeah, it's like the 21st, 28th, something like that is when they convene again for some of those alternative, like the ones that they punt and say, hey, whoa, we're going to wait on this. I think it's to collect votes. So it's, what's the one? Tush push, this divisional playoff thing. Those are like two of the main things. I think there might be another item or two that they're going to rack around the room.
Yeah, that was the thing. The playoff thing. We did have a spirited conversation about that in the past. And the one thing I want to stress is that you still have a reward for winning your division. You can be 7-10 and win a division, and you're in the playoffs. So to me, that is your reward. We should also reward teams that win a lot.
Sure.
So, you brought up the other day when you brought this up, you said, you had like, a Detroit and Vikings thing where, a 14-win team goes on the road. That's all I'm talking about is that, I think your reward for winning your division is a playoff berth. If you're the second or third best team, you're still going to get your home game. It's really just that one team that kind of lucks into the playoffs because they're in a weak division. all you're taking away from them is that home game. And I think that's a good idea. I truly do. I think it rewards teams that win a lot of games. And that really is the whole point, right? You want to win as many games as you can. So that's just my take on it. And I really appreciate you, Paul.
Hey, and real quick, Phil, before we get out of here, like I said, the strongest thing I've said, where I'm in I say I'm open, right? But then I'm like, well, this is my take. This is my take. And I'm at the radio station. I'm spewing the same thing I'm telling you. I'm like, this is the stupidest thing of all time. Keep it exactly how it is. And then I told you, someone countered and said, well, what about the NBA? I'm like, what do you mean about the NBA? Like what division is this team in? And they started listing them, right? Here are all the names for people who don't know. The Atlantic, the Central, the Southeast, the Northwest, the Pacific, the Southwest. No one on any show even references these silly things anymore. They don't mean anything, but they just stack them all up. The best teams are here, the worst teams are here, and it's an overall thing. But my only fear is, and maybe it doesn't work this way because it's football versus basketball, is what I just said about the NBA. No one gives a flying hoot, or probably knows. If I did a trivia test at my radio station today, I don't think everyone in my sports studio could name all of the different divisions in NBA. I would hate if that ever happened in the NFL because, like I said, the divisions mean so much to me. Like there's just a special juice there. I hope that, because I feel like, and maybe it's just me, maybe there are a lot of NBA people who say, oh no, I know all the divisions, but to me, my gut tells me they don't, which means that they sort of lost it over time when they flipped to that the modus operandi. That part would make me feel very sad because the divisions are a cool thing, that we have this special thing with Dolphins, Bills, Patriots, that we all hate each other's guts. So I would just want to make sure that no matter what, we didn't lose whatever that special je ne sais quoi is.
Yeah, but you wouldn't, because no matter what, you're still fighting for that division crown to get a playoff berth. Right. You know, so I don't think it would change. I really don't. And again, the other thing about, lousy teams sometimes make the playoffs because they won their division, and that's fine. It's about division means something. Winning your division means something. It earns you something. But, don't forget there are teams every year with better records that don't even make the playoffs.
Right.
So again, I keep saying that the reward for winning your division is you get in the dance. Mm-hmm. I think that's a significant reward that will always be important. And whether it's, a 7 or 8 win team or whatever, or a 14 and a 15 fighting for that title, you're still fighting for that title. So I do think it would still be relevant. And football's so different than basketball. That'll never change, man.
Oh, good.
That division rivalry, that, everybody knows the divisions, everybody knows who's in them. That's not going to change in my view. So again, I appreciate the discussion, and remember who said Smith was going to be our kick return guy.
I love it. Philium, thanks for the call. Yeah, Arian, that's a great take on Arian Smith. And good Lord, anyone but Xavier Gibson. He had the week 1 touchdown. We're like, ooh, against the Bills a couple years ago. We're like, yeah, that's been all downhill. So, I would be totally cool with somebody else. They talk about him as a gunner, too, so it seems like special teams will certainly be a factor there as well. I see some more questions in here. We'll get to all those. Excuse me. We have 400 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Let's go back to the phone lines. We got Mindset Jet here on the show.
Oh,
what's up, pal?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. First of all, let's go Jets. First of all, I know my Knicks. I'm wearing my Knicks hat today because they played today.
Okay. Good luck to your Knicks. Take care of business. Let's finish that series.
I'm hoping. Game 5. But anyways, draft. I thought it was amazing. B+. Okay. I gave it a grade B+.
Solid.
Adrian Smith. I like the guy. Mm-hmm. It needs to improve on his route running and catching. Obviously, that's the obvious 2 things. Let's see. Malachi Moore.
Yeah.
Really interested about him. I want to see how he develops as a safety and see if he can actually start. That's what I really and AZ Thomas.
Yeah.
I think he could really. I think he really start. I think he could just start with Sauce straight away. Sauce.
Damn. Okay.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Oh my God. I'm afraid of that. I'm already afraid of that. If you're the Dolphins, you better run. I'm sorry. If you're the Dolphins, you better run. Tyreek
like
Hill.
that.
I don't really care about Tyreek Hill. Sorry. No, that guy's
Yeah,
whatever.
screw that guy.
Anyways, no, but what you were saying earlier about Brady Cook, I saw some highlights yesterday, last night actually. And I was very interested about him, and the guy can play. The guy can play.
It looks like it.
I mean, I don't know about Jordan Travis and all the whole injury like nonsense.
Yeah, that's weird.
I
don't know.
But like, whoever's gonna get the third spot is hopefully our future quarterback. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey now.
I'm not gonna lie. Our future quarterback. I think I'm not gonna lie. Brady Cook might be our future quarterback.
Okay,
If
I
Justin
love
Fields
it.
don't work out, if Justin Fields don't work out, that's fine. Look, we tried. We tried, but I think he can still be our starter, our starter for a couple years. It's a 1-year contract already. It's already a 1-year contract. So
for who?
For Fields.
No, Fields got 2-year deal.
2 year. Well, it feels like a 1 year.
No. To your point, it does, because whatever happens this year is going to sort of determine where we go. If he stinks, Jets are like, all right, how the hell do we get out of this? And if he's good, then great. Let's sign him even longer than this. So exactly. It's essentially for all intents and purposes a 1 year.
And also, I just saw a name on the undrafted free agency that we picked up, Donovan Edwards. Nobody's talking about
100%. I love Donovan Edwards. They should be talking about it, because I did a mock draft last week, obviously before the draft, my final one, and I had Donovan Edwards as the final pick to the Jets. I love Donovan Edwards. So many people have overlooked this guy. I think he's the biggest name of the undrafted free agent list. The Jets didn't draft a running back. I think the rest of the room should watch it. I think he's going to make the roster as the 4th guy.
I also think he's going to make the roster as the 4th guy. I
mean, straight. Great
give him the ball. Throw him the ball. Yeah. Give him a screen. Give him one screen. Watch what he do. Watch what he's going to do. They were writing about, he didn't do anything in the last 2 years, but the guy can run, the guy can catch. He's a good running back. Like, what do you want from him?
I can't believe he wasn't drafted, to be honest with you. So a nice little find here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for this season. I can't wait. Can't wait to go to the games. Can't wait to watch on my TV. Just chill, relax, watch, scream my fucking lungs out.
That's it, baby. Yeah, I love it.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Well, I'm glad that you called in, and hopefully you call in more often. The phone lines are open every day, brother.
I definitely will.
All right, thanks, pal.
I'm usually not up this morning. I got work.
Fair enough. That's a good point. It's good luck to your Knicks tonight, pal.
Thank you. Have a good one. All right.
Yeah, you too. Mind, set, Jet. Let's go. Okay, I love the energy, baby. Fired up. Nice. Some good takes. Yeah, we haven't really talked about it much, but Donovan Edwards, absolutely love. What was that, 3 years ago? So 2022, he averaged over 7 yards a clip. He looked like he was going to be a top 100 player. Like, he looked awesome. Donovan Edwards was sick. And so Donovan Edwards looked really good. Brady Cook jumping over to Brady Cook, maybe being QB3. Oh, boy, here we go. I know this always comes up. DJ Dirty Cooch heard me say your Knicks. Is Boy Green a Nets fan? Hell no. How many Nets fans are there even on this planet? Okay? No, I'm not a bleeping Nets fan. And I know what I'm about to say is going to be controversial, because people forget the NBA team that I have. Like, you see it up here, right? There's this NBA champagne up here that I can open when my team wins a championship. And I should probably just open this up right now, because we know it's going to happen. And again, as Boy Green, the Jets guy, you don't want to hear this, people. You don't want to hear this, but I will tell you it. I am a Boston Celtics fan. And I know that makes people angry. How did the Jets, how did that all happen? My father was born in Gardner, Mass. My mother was born in Rhode Island. If you want someone to blame, don't blame me. Blame my parents, okay? That's why I'm a Celtics guy. That's why, okay? And I know it's disgusting, and people don't like it, okay? But here's the thing. I wish the best of luck, and I mean it, to the New York Knicks. Take care of those shitty Detroit Pistons. And guess who's going to be waiting for you in the next round? So we'll see you. Hopefully it's competitive, and we'll see what happens. Okay? I hope so. Great question from Wrong Verb. Let me throw this up. So, okay, so why aren't you a Patriots fan? Excellent question. I'm a Red Sox fan. I'm a Celtics fan. Obviously, I think that it's sort of obvious why I don't bring those things up on a New York Jets show, because I imagine a lot of you guys aren't going to be vibing with that. Now, why am I not a Patriots fan? I don't know. I just never liked the Patriots. My father's a Cowboys fan. My mother's a Patriots fan. And like my entire family is eclectic. I have a brother that's a Saint fan, a brother that's a Ravens fan. They're all over the place. So I guess there wasn't that attachment to Patriots. Thank God, because I hate the Patriots. So I never liked them. But I was always a Red Sox Celtics guy. And then my dad tried to make me a Cowboys fan because he's a Cowboys fan. And then when terrible things were happening to the Cowboys, I felt nothing. But my dad was on the ground like in the fetal position, like when the Cowboys made these boneheaded things that cost them games, right? He was like, geez. And I felt nothing. But then I said to myself, a fan has to live on the edge. They have to feel the highs and the lows. That's the cool part of being a fan, riding through the highs and lows and things of that nature. So I was looking for a team, and God rest his soul right there, my grandfather is the reason I'm a Jets fan. When I was a young kid, he gave me the nickname the Jet. And I guess it was because I was bolting around. I have no idea why. And he kept making me do this Jet chant. And I'm like, we would do it. He'd go, J-E-T-S, and I'm like, what, Grandpa, what the hell? Who the hell are the Jets? And he's like, well, let's turn on the tube. And boom, I was hooked 20-something years ago, and I've been a diehard fan ever since. It's the truth. So no Patriots, never been Patriots, never will be Patriots. Let's not mix the lines. I'm a Jet guy until I'm dead. I'm all in on the Jets. It's the sport I care about the most. It's everything. 100%. Terrence Hill says, pour one out for Grandpa. Damn straight, baby. Absolutely love the Jets. Boycott Activision says, Grandpa was a good man. And I love being a part of this community. It's awesome. But like I said, for obvious reasons, I don't really bring up the Red Sox or Celtics stuff. But I may bring it up a little bit in the next round. I may need to bring it up a little more in the next round. When the Celtics are beating the Knicks ass all over Madison Square Garden, the better garden, TD Garden. But yeah, we'll get into that. I'll get into character when business is required. But hey, Celtics up 3-1, Knicks up 3-1. We'll see you in the next round, baby. And my radio partner is a diehard Knicks fan. Oh, I can't wait until we're in the studio together for this series. Oh, baby. In due time. Anywho, that's making me tear up a little, baby. Anywho, let's go back to the phone lines. We got Hep here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. Just a quick jump on. I was thinking about Smith. Our new wide receiver, he's going to pair up well with as far as Fields throwing the ball, because Fields can really throw a long way. And
he's more, this makes no sense, Hep. I need someone to probably explain this to me, right? So you'd think if me and Justin Fields like 10 yards apart, like that would be an easier throw for Justin Fields. But actually, his accuracy deep is terrific from what I hear. And I have to look at some of the deeper level numbers. But from what I hear and what Bears and Steelers fans told me, the deep ball, he can hit. I'm like, well, how the hell does that make any sense? But anywho, so that part excites me. Taking the top off of defense. Yeah, come on now.
Well, Smith was outrunning. He was outrunning he was running so fast that he'd have to run back.
He had to come back for Beck. Right. I know. That's awesome.
The only thing I suggest, he introduced himself, and I said, "Welcome to the Jets, young man." Just a couple of suggestions. One is live in Justin Fields' back pocket.
Smart.
And the other one is start juggling bricks. That's an old Jerry Rice trick.
Hey.
Right?
Hey, if Jerry Rice did it, you should do it. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I said. He did pretty good. I think that's what Jerry Rice was. He worked with his father.
That's right, catching bricks.
Catching bricks. I mean, that guy, that's amazing. That would be part of my regiment. I said, this is it, guys. All the wide receivers go to the brick counter.
Right. And I'm sure he's going to do the goofy thing we all did in high school. If we fumbled or dropped a pass, my coach put a football in my hand, and for practice, he would duct tape it around my body. And you're just carrying this for the rest of practice. I'm like, okay. And then when practice is over, thankfully they cut off the duct tape and it said, you're walking around, you're going to your math class, tuck the ball high and tight. And I'm like, okay, coach. And everywhere we went, school, home, sleeping at night, I'm cuddling up with the football and until you don't drop the football. So, hey man, Aaron's got to do whatever he's got to do, because that God-given speed, it would be a shame for that to go to waste.
I agree. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, Hep. Thanks for the call, brother. Arian Smith obviously is getting beat the hell up by Jet fans right now, and I get it. He's the only, I know all the numbers. He's the only Power 4 player in college football last year to have double-digit drops. He had 10 drops. He had a 16.7% drop rate on catchable passes. That is awful. Absolutely awful. But I said it the same thing with Josh Allen the other day. I didn't think, if you're not accurate in college, how could you possibly get accurate at the NFL level? If you can't catch in college, how could you possibly catch footballs at the next level? Confidence is a big thing. If you instill confidence in a player and you tell him he's great, and apparently the Jets, when Arian Smith was drafted, they said, you're special. We see something special in you. You build up the confidence in his head. He makes a couple of plays, and boom, he's off. I think confidence is a big part. It's kind of like kickers. I never thought I'd be making a kicker comp, but coming off the Hep call, it feels appropriate. For kickers, you think all the kickers can sort of do the kicking thing. It's the mental part. They all have the talent to kick it this, that, or the other. Now maybe some can't kick it 65 yards or something because they don't have the leg. But for the most part, it's a confidence issue, right? Mental. They believe in themselves. And if they do, you're in a momentum. You're in a group. Greg Zuerlein, right? A lot of people believe the Jets are just going to move on and go to some other kicker who they did sign a UDFA kicker. And we talked about that yesterday. But that they eventually move on. Greg Zuerlein, what was it, 2 years ago? If you don't count this last, so 2 years ago, he had one of the best Jets kicking seasons of all time. He was 35 of 38. He was terrific. He was clutch. It was Legatron. Now, unfortunately, that season sucked for the Jets, so it was kind of all for naught. But then when the season shoulda, coulda, woulda mattered, he ended up blowing them all last year. But again, it's confidence. Greg Zuerlein's a former Pro Bowl kicker, former All-Pro kicker. Of course, he knows what he should be doing, but it's confidence. It's mental. So I'm intrigued by Arian Smith. So if Philliam says, hey, he could be a return man, God, I hope so, because Xavier Gibson's been a tough watch. And I hope he could be that deep threat. I'd love nothing more than seeing Justin Fields uncork a bomb for a tutty, and it finds in the waiting arms of one Arian Smith. I mean, us Jet fans are going to get excited when we see that in the preseason, when we see Brady cook. Get it? Brady cook, and then also Brady cook, and he's uncorking bombs to Arian Smith for 50-yard touchdowns in the preseason. Hell yeah. That can rev my engine. I'm excited about it. So, hey now. Let's go. And I would also say this. All right, J-Boy's bringing it up. We shouldn't hate this kid over Allen's drop history. Definitely not. But the thing I would just say about this is what we said before the draft. Remember the lesson that we said. I said, whoever the Jets draft, whether you like them or not, we will embrace them as Jet fans. And we will hope for the best. Because what other choice do we have? Are we going to root for someone to be terrible on the Jets? No, that doesn't make any sense. So the Jets have drafted this young man. They believed in this young man. They brought him in for a top 30 visit. And now we must embrace this young man and hope he seizes the day. Maybe he won't. I don't know. But let's see what happens. Real quick, I've seen a few more comments about this. Isaiah Bond signed Isaiah Bond, the Texas wide receiver. That's what all these people said. How did Isaiah Bond not get drafted? Well, while at one point he was heralded as his high pick, he has some off-the-field issues that he's dealing with here. Okay, some off-the-field concerns of things going on. I don't have his full story in front of me, so I don't want to speak out of turn. But you guys can hit the Google machine on Isaiah Bond. Here it is. So Sports Illustrated. I'll just bring it up real quick here. This is Texas wide receiver Isaiah Bond. He was not selected in the draft. Prior to the draft, Bond turned himself in to Frisco, Texas Police Department on an outstanding warrant for sexual assault before being released on bond. He then filed a federal complaint against a woman that accused him of sexual assault. He released a statement after turning himself in when he maintained his innocence. Regarding the accusation made against me, I would appreciate the time and opportunity to defend myself and prove the claims made patently false. I am in full cooperation with the authorities and will remain a willing and active participant in the investigation. Unfortunately, claims like these proved to be harmful to all involved, absent full review. I kindly request that all reserve judgment until the authorities provide a complete report based on the truth and the evidence. And so far, that process continues. So no Isaiah Bond for the current. Yeah. All right, let's get a few comments in here, then we'll go back to the phone lines here. Jay Bush says, you said that, but I give 100 G's to Glenn right now if you were to cut Alan Lazard today. Hey, there's still a chance he gets traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers if Aaron heads over there, so keep that in mind. Yo Holmes, 100% BG. This time for draft criticism is over. We all had time to vent. Now, better or worse, these are our guys. Let's go. That's a good way to put it, Yo Holmes. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. All right, let's go to the phone lines. It's been a while since we had this guy on the show. Let's go to NYJKO, baby. What's going on, man?
Good morning, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, it's been too damn long.
Yeah, man. It was a couple of times I tuned into the show, and I think you was just like, "Oh, I'm about to go to the radio station." I'm like, "Wow, damn." But
Damn. So I'm glad you called in. We got time now. What's up?
Yeah, man. I definitely want to say that this regime did their thing with the draft. I loved on my memorable pick. I kind of figured we was either going to get him because after watching the combine and for a man to be that massive and to move how he move and great pass blocker, great run blocker, it's like it was a home run. There's no way you could pass that. It's no way you can pass that. Then we know we young on the O-line. We have Fashawn on the other side locked in for the next 10 plus years. You know, you got AVT who showed when healthy, he could be all pro guard. Keep him at guard. You got Titman in the middle. So I love the pick. Because I was at Penn State because I had to go watch my brother play spring ball and
yeah, that's right, baby.
Got a chance to meet Ty Warren. Abdul Carter wasn't there, but you know, great. It was a great sight.
Oh, awesome.
But for the most part, I love AZ Thomas. I love that pick.
Yeah.
Like you can see the guy like he can scratch his ankles, long arms. God bless you, baby. He played good in coverage. I watched a couple games with Florida State. The guys all over the place. It's hard to complete a pass on him because he forces his quarterback to make a perfect pass basically because you know his intangibles. You know the speed. He breaks on the ball. Malachi Moore, I like that pick because he can play in the slot. He can play in the box. You know, it's jack of all trades basically in the secondary. What else? I like the linebacker from the U that we picked up. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Kiko.
Kiko, yes. That guy with him got him Sherwood and Quincy, all fast guys. But that guy he flies to the ball and he's
a
great
thumper
too.
Yeah, he's got some beef.
Great in coverage. He definitely gets a lot of TFLs. But only thing my only issue with one part of the draft was we didn't draft a defensive tackle. That's the only thing that bothered me because you know I wanted Deion Walker from Kentucky.
Oh yeah, that big
master
boy.
D tackle, but Buffalo got his hands. I feel like Buffalo was really doing things to annoy us purposely. Straight,
they did that twice.
Yes, and I'm like, if we get this guy along Quinn Williams and the guys we have already,
would have been great.
We're gonna wreak havoc every week because we got a plug and play guy who can rush the passer, close the pockets, play the run well. Get Jermaine Johnson who can set the edge. You know, I think Will McDonald. He's actually good at the run. I watched him last year. He can actually play against the run very well. He might not be the best, but he can definitely play the run well. You know, we know we can do as far as getting after the passer. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, you know, we definitely looking young, and I love it. You know, and it's the best O line Justin Fields played behind is going to play.
No doubt, not even close. Not even close.
And you know, I saw a lot of Jets fans being negative about Arian Smith. You know, one thing in this game you can't coach is speed.
For sure,
you can't coach speed. You know. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be with guys like the likes of Garrett Wilson, who's gonna help him get better as far as catching the passes, man. But one thing for sure, if somebody's slower than him, I put my money on him. I got my money on him blowing by him every chance. Can't put a linebacker. That guy's he's fast. I watched him play this year too. He definitely has blazing speed, blazing. Like the guy you can't like it's like you can't try to jam him and miss him because it's over.
He gone. Yeah.
He's gone. You know, and with Justin Fields, we know he can throw that ball. Justin Fields has a can on him, so I can't wait to see. You know, I think what it's telling me as far as tight end, I believe that we got faith in Jeremy Rucker. You know, shout out to Jeremy Rucker because he's a Long Island native. Where I'm from in Long Island, so I love to see a guy get an opportunity and do his thing. And it's basically like reuniting him in college again.
Yeah,
See,
right.
and don't be surprised if Jeremy Rucker have a breakout year. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised at all. I'm telling people that. Don't be surprised because he has a quarterback that knows him, knows where where he's gonna be at, and he knows. I know he gonna put the ball over here. I'm gonna be right there. So we got a good young team. That's one thing I like about this draft. We got very young and athletic, freakishly athletic.
No
So
doubt.
I can't wait. I can't wait till this season kick off because I'm definitely gonna lose my mind. I can see it already. And Aaron Glenn, old school guy. I believe he's gonna bring the best out of the secondary. Specifically
For sure.
Sauce
Yeah,
Gardner.
obviously, you're right. His
Yeah,
connection.
I think he's gonna have guys. Sauce gonna be a much better tackler under him.
I hope so. Under
You
AG,
know,
he better.
and I saw a lot of people was against, AG, but I'm like, the guy played, the guy knows the
15
game. He
years,
knows
long time.
exactly. He knows the New York Jets, and look at the Detroit Lions defense. That he had them guys flying around.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, but if it wasn't for them guys being hurt, then, the Aiden Hutchinsons and because I think the whole half they starting unit was hurt, was on IR.
Yeah, they had like 11 eventually because there were so many that 11 starters throughout the year ended up on IR as defensive
But
guys.
look at this. Look how Detroit was the laughing stock of the league. Now these guys is Super Bowl contenders, and it's just like wow. Look, the turnaround and getting the right guy can really just make the city just go insane again. So what pick surprised me? Kenneth Grant. I believe that if we didn't get Mason Graham, I had Kenneth Grant going us in the second round.
He went 13th
to
overall to
Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, he went to
super
Miami.
high.
I was actually
Yeah.
shocked. I'm like, wow, nobody
Me
had
too.
him
That was
rated.
rich, but
I'm like, nobody had him rated in the first round. I'm like, wow, because I'm like Mason Grant. I don't think we're gonna get him, but I said if we don't get him, we got to get Kenneth Grant because Kenneth Grant he closed that pocket. He's a very strong man. Or even what about is Chris Jenkins Jr.
He's for the Bengals, I believe. He was a top 50 pick last year. Yeah.
Yeah. See. But
I would have loved him. I would have loved him.
Yes,
That would have been great last year.
Yeah, and it's just and shout out to Mason Taylor. I'm an LSU guy.
LSU baby.
Mason Taylor he's gonna be a stud. He's
so.
going to be a stud, and I'm telling people that right now. He's going to be a stud. The guy is just dangerous all over the field. You want short intermediate, he can do intermediate. And, he can stretch the field, and he's very physical too. He's physical in the run game. So we're looking good. I'm loving it. I just can't wait. I can't wait to we see it on Sunday. That's the only thing. Yeah, man, well, it's unbelievable.
We'll see if it happens. NYJKO, thanks for the call, brother. Good call. Good call. Great to have you back on the show. And I love that you have faith in Jeremy Rucker. God, I hope you're right. The connection with Justin Fields can't hurt, I guess. But I will be very blunt. I am very low on Jeremy Rucker. I will discuss that more at 3 o'clock. We're going to talk about the winners and losers from this draft. But, boy, I don't think it's humanly possible for me to be any lower on Jeremy Rucker than I am. Like, to be blunt. I mean, again, we'll get more into that at 3 o'clock. I'll try to hold, because yikes. But Mason Taylor stuck up, having a tight end and a plan to use him. That's great combo as far as I'm concerned. 500 plus people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, baby. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, open up a new tab, hop over on your phone, or if you're watching on the computer, go over to youtube.com/boygreen25. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. I believe we're 2.3 thousand away. So chip. And we'll see if we can get there, baby. I love doing this. Let's go. Let's go back to the phone lines. Ricky in New York Live.
Hey, how's it going, Paul?
Hey, what's going on, Ricky? I feel like it's almost like Jordan Travis. There's a bat signal, and Ricky shows up.
Yeah, I know, but I literally just walked in during your last phone call, so I have no idea what you were talking about before I got here.
Excellent. Okay, great.
So, at any rate,
yeah,
I don't think there's really that much mixed signals going on with him. I mean, Muji didn't really address it, but the last time, like when AG talked about it, he was like, I'm not a doctor, but he was like, he did a lot of good things in college. He's a damn good player, and if he's healthy, he's going to compete. So, that tells me if he's healthy, he's going to compete. And now we have the Cook kid to give him a little bit of extra motivation and put a
I like
fire
Brady
under his
Cook.
ass.
Good little guy right there.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. There's nothing I can do about that situation. All I know is I like the direction that we're heading in as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with Rucker. Coming out of college, I really thought he had some potential, and
me too.
I may be wrong about this, but Justin Fields' last game there, like when they had their championship game or whatever, didn't Rucker catch the fucking game winner in that game?
Ooh, let me see if I can find that real quick. Let's see.
Man, maybe I'm wrong about that, but I don't think I am. I could swear I'm right about that.
2020. Okay, let me go to his 2020 game log here for yeah, it's possible. It's very possible. That would be nice. Well, because Jeremy Rucker didn't have many catches, so that should be easier to find. Yeah, so the national championship game. Unfortunately, yeah, they lost the national championship game 24-52. So
okay, wasn't the game winner, but
yeah, let me see here. Let me see how Jeremy Rucker did. We have the box score here. All right, Jeremy Rucker, where are you? Up, I'm on Alabama. Whoops. All right, let's jump over to Ohio State. Yeah, he had one catch for 36 yards. It was not a touchdown, though.
Yeah. Okay. I must be thinking of something else.
But he had good plays. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the whole the whole conversation about Jeremy Rucker is there's untapped potential here. This is a guy that Ohio State a cajillion wide receivers. He didn't get a lot of rock. Obviously, look at all the other talent on the team. But boy, the times he did catch it, he had one-handers and this crazy shit. Look at, he's here. He can come here. That was a conversation, and unfortunately, we haven't seen it yet. And the most disappointing part to me is actually not the receiving. While we did have high expectations for that he showed glimpses here and he could be this, the blocking is the thing that I am just baffled by, because you would have thought he could have been our H-back fullback guy at a bare minimum, which made me stock-wise when they drafted him saying, oh, at least I know his floor is here. He can't be any worse than at least this. And unfortunately, we haven't seen that at this level, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, you know what? I was about to say that too. Like when we drafted him, that's all I heard is like, oh, he's a pit bull in the run game. He's this, he's that. And man, I don't know. Maybe blocking the bigger, stronger, grown men in the NFL is just not as easy.
Maybe that's just that simple. Maybe, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Not for nothing, that happens. There's guys in college that you watch their tape and you're like, oh, this guy's a beast, but it's just because they're bigger, stronger than all the other kids that age, and they can just throw them around. And then all of a sudden they get into a league where everybody's just as big and strong as they are, and they're not very impressive. So I mean,
right.
I've definitely seen that a time or two. And you know what? I'm not going to sweat our draft. Like Glenn got guys that fit his system, fit his culture. So that makes me happy. And I'm not going to sweat other people's drafts either, because you know what? Yeah, you know what? The Patriots, they got Travion Henderson. Super fast, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
But had injury concerns in college, got banged up a lot, didn't stay healthy a lot. They also got Kyle Williams, which, I was real big on Kyle Williams.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? AZ manhandled him at the Senior Bowl and shut his ass down. So, not worried about that. I'm not really overly concerned with anything that anybody else did. I think we're in decent shape. And man, I'll tell you what. For a while, I was saying hey, if Fields doesn't work out, we can always grab like Drew Aller or something next year. However, listening to Aaron Glenn and how he wants the dual threat quarterback, the guy that could really run, which don't get me wrong. I mean, Drew Aller can run. I mean, he's not like a running quarterback, but he's mobile. But then like there's a guy that I watched some of his content and I've talked to back and forth that was like, yeah, man, he was like, I'm getting ready to do like my way too early mock. And I'm like, oh, you're for next year? All right. You're kidding me. Like, you know, I was
They're
like,
sickos.
so who are you going to have the Jets taking? And he was like, and he cited all those things that I just said about Aaron Glenn and the kind of direction. He's like, you know what? He was like, I really like Lenora Sellers from South Carolina for you guys. I think that's going to be the thing. And so I was like, okay, man, I went back and watched the tape. Holy cow. This kid has got wheels on him. I mean, you know, you talk about like that Justin Fields, you know, quarterback that can take off and run like that. This guy can really, really run, and he's good from the pocket too. Like, and he was a freshman, you know, redshirt freshman or whatever. But I'm like, holy cow, that's that fits in with our getting everybody extra young too. So now I got another prospect that I'm gonna have to really keep an eye on this upcoming year. But
yeah,
at any rate. Yeah, I'm not going to over stress about anything that happened in the draft because hell, we win the draft almost every year, and then things don't work out. So if everybody thinks we didn't do good, well, that just means we got a really good season in store for us. So can't wait.
Well, awesome. Thanks for the call, Ricky. Appreciate it. Oh man. Let's get through. There's a lot of connective tissue here. Let's go to a super chat shout out here. This is from Hennessy Heisman. Every time we get one of those, we hear from my daughter Zariah Luna. Wow. Everyone loved Corley, but he couldn't see the field, which feeds into another comment we got, Hennessy Heisman. So let's throw that up. And thank you for being a member on the channel for 7 months. Appreciate the support, pal. We got this from Stephen Fox, who asked, do you think there's a chance Malachi Corley improves this season? Well, it's going to be hard for him to disappoint anymore. I mean, he was here. It's going to be hard not to improve by default because he can't do much worse. I mean, you know, but in all honesty, jokes aside, this is a brand new coaching staff. We'll see what happens. You obviously have Garrett Wilson up top. You got your two physical blocking receivers in Josh Reynolds and Alan Lazard, possession, solid guys. And then you kind of have this mosh-posh mix of Malachi Corley, who's like a gadget receiver. You have Arian Smith, who's a speedster. You have this Tyler Johnson, who's this young cat who's sort of interesting. So, like, how does wide receiver 3, 4, whatever you want to call it, because I don't know who wide receiver 2 is, but however the math works, of like who of that group wins of those three? Malachi Corley, Tyler Johnson, Arian Smith. Who wins of that group? That's what I'm sort of curious about. So can he improve? It'll be hard for him not to, but we'll see what happens. I'm rooting for the young man. He made a stupid-ass mistake last year, and that was the telltale of his season, unfortunately. Hopefully he matured up. Hopefully he attacks this out. He looks like he's in great shape. I saw some of the photos. I wrote a piece about it a couple weeks ago. Like, wow, he looks jocked. I mean, he looks like he's in great shape. But a few people accused him of looking like Tarzan, playing like Jane. So we're going to need to see a different mentality from one Malachi Corley, as far as I'm concerned. But if he attacks this thing, he's got a chance. He's obviously very talented. The Yak King. We got a YouTube super chat coming in here from our boy Easy. Wow. Rucker can block. Keith Carter was the coach. Maybe that's it, Easy. Maybe you're right, my friend, that Jeremy Rucker is better than we think, but the coaching was so shitty that we couldn't tell. Possible. I will leave that door open for that possibility. Yes, I will. Possible. Within the realm of possibilities. Hopefully, like I said, if I'm the Jets, here's what I'm doing. Okay? I'm saying, Jeremy, you're playing fullback or whatever you want to call that. Fullback, H-back, whatever. We're like, that's where you're lining up, and you're going to block the bleep out of guys. And every once in a while, we'll throw you a football. But as far as you're concerned, you are captain blocking. and we will see what you do with that energy and everything else in between. But my expectations are quite low for one Jeremy Rucker. But when my expectations were high, he disappointed. If we lower the bar, maybe it'll be easier to impress. We will see. We got 500 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. We are now graced by the presence by a guy who's not underwhelming. He's not the Jeremy Rucker of Jets collars. He may be the Mason Taylor of Jet collars. Hell, he may be the Jason Taylor of Jet collars. Terrence, Hall of Famer, joining us here on the show. What's up, Terrence?
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
Boom! Your mic problems are magically fixed, Terrence. You sound crispy.
Now, right? All good?
Yeah. Sound great.
What happened was for some reason the webcam mic was hooked up to my computer.
Oh, I see.
So whoever put that in the comment, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for whoever that was. I remember that. They said that the wrong mic seemed to switch. So thank you for whoever said that. Appreciate it. Terrence, it's great to have you back, brother.
Yes, it's good to be back. Good to have the draft over. Don't have to worry about
it's in the rear mirror.
It's funny. I got a lot of things, obviously, because I haven't called in.
Sure. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But everybody was talking about these defensive tackles.
Right.
Yeah,
we didn't draft one. Right.
If there was so many, well, shouldn't there be so many undrafted defensive tackles?
We did get one guy. His name is either Fatorma or Fat Orma. People are preferring Fat Orma because maybe that can indicate what he could possibly provide the Jets as a run stuffer, but that is TBD. He's the one defensive tackle I've seen, but again, someone also asked, I'll just address this. They said, hey, Paul, can you run through the list of undrafted free agents? Everything is reported. It's not official yet. The Jets, when they officially sign all of them, they're going to give an announcement, and then we can properly go through all of them, like Brady Cook was reported. I talked about him today. So we'll wait. Once that's official, then we can sort of really go through the entire list. But right now, I think I've only seen one defensive tackle reported, and it's that kid from International Waters.
That's cool, man. I mean, we're not, this is the first regime's first year, first draft.
Yeah.
You're not going to get everything in the first draft.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But I think we got enough. And I just want to reiterate what I said before, since you didn't hear me because of the mic.
Yeah, right.
Aaron Glenn is producing a team of players that are competing within each other, where it's like Michael Clemens last year. He was horrible. We hate him, right? But maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it was the coaching. That's why he's still on the team. Alan Lazard, same thing, right? Couldn't catch. Maybe it was the coaching. I just quoted a new thing called the School of Hard Drops. That's what the Jets are doing with these receivers.
Oh, I see.
Let me tell you what they're going to do.
Oh, please do.
Three. It's three that I know, right? Brees Hall, he dropped a few last year. Aaron Lazard, he dropped a few last year. And everybody's talking about this Smith guy can't catch, right? Well, here's the deal. Let's say they compete and there's a first, second, third place, and first place gets the least amount of drops. And they get a $500,000 signing bonus, something like that. Something that these guys can compete to not drop a catch. That towards the end of the season, they're going to get some reward, like we all love rewards.
Yeah, sure. And I like rewards. Yeah.
That's another lane of competition, as you could put guys that have problems dropping the catch in that situation. Instead of having one guy on your team consistently dropping passes, now you got three, and they're all competing not to drop catches. That might help them, like you said earlier, with competition. Yeah. That one guy, the one that called in that you said didn't call in for a while.
Yeah,
he had an awesome take. Good call, brother.
Okay, there you go.
The team is forming not perfectly, but it's forming into that perfect realm. And guys, the Jets are gonna shock the world this year. Put on your seatbelt and let's go for this ride. Don't get heart problems, because when you're on that roller coaster, you might catch a heart attack and miss the end of the season. I don't want that happening to my Jets fans. I want you guys to be calm, collected, be relaxed, be hyped up, put them seatbelts on, strap in tight, y'all, and let's go for this ride. Peace, y'all. JET.
Love it. Let's go. JETS. I haven't done this in a while. Let's dust this one off. Here we go. We'll be doing that for a Jets tailgate, baby. Again, more details to come. I'll tell you this. I was on the phone with Chef Kevin Gilbert last night, and we were putting together a potential menu for the Boy Green tailgate where he's going to be catering. So, folks, that's going to, for a little bit of a tease, we got the schedule coming out in 2 weeks. Okay. We've got, with the schedule coming out in 2 weeks, we're going to be picking a Jets home game. We're going to be doing a big tailgate before the game. We're going to pick the game. We're going to have a nice little food menu. We're going to have tickets, group ticket discount where you guys can all sit together, Boy Green and everybody else. So that'll be terrific. So we're working on that behind the scenes. Hope you guys are ready for the first ever official Boy Green tailgate special. We're working on that behind the scenes. Now, I had this question. I think it was from Luca. Let me see. Where was Luca's question? School of Hard Drops. That was funny. Oh, yeah. So Luca asked about the offseason schedule for the Jets. Here it is. So they're already been doing voluntary workout programs for the last 3 weeks. They have a voluntary mini camp, which already happened. That was last week. So it's the 21st through the 23rd. OTAs get started in a little less than a month. That is May 20th is when they start, and those will run through June 5th. You have 3 different sets of them, May 20th through the 22nd, the 28th through the 30th, and June 2nd through the 5th. Mandatory minicamp is June 10th through the 12th, and then the team will break, and then you have training camp, which will be late July. So that is the schedule coming up there for you, Luca. So we got plenty of things to talk about. It'll be a lot of fun. Again, OTA start in the 3rd week in May, then they run through early June. Then we'll have a week break, or a couple-day break, not a week break, and then mandatory minicamp the 10th through the 12th, and then the team departs, and we go on the great break before training camp. So I can't friggin' wait, baby. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got another super chat coming in, baby. Let's put that one up on the big board. Yeah, let's go for Lily and Big D, baby. Wow. All right, let's put that towards for Lily's total so far this month. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly. With your prior super chat combinations for Lily, you just got yourself 2 raffle tickets. Beautiful. 2 more, and you've now tied yourself with DNY for Life, a.k.a. Devin, with 26. We'll update the board here in just a moment. Let's hope the winner of that doesn't have 10 drops. LOL. Love the School of Hard Drops. Let's please hope not. Yeah, 10 drops feels like a very large number. To be honest, let's hope that does not happen. That'd be my hope. And like I said, we'll see if we could get some more love in that category, but not drops. No, thank you. But I do sort of like the idea. I mean, I don't think we should have to incentivize people that make millions of dollars with more bags of money, but whatever works, man. Whatever works. So we'll see. But thank you for Lily for the super chat. Banner updated 26 raffle tickets for you and DNY for Life. And I agree with R&R. It's okay to be positive. It's totally free. Again, you guys are probably tired of hearing this, but I say this phrase all the time. I try to live my life by this mantra. We do not control the cards we are dealt in life. And that can mean all kinds of things. Yeah, born with some deficiency, born into poverty, born into this, or even like your job, right? Your boss is in a crappy mood. You can't control that. But what you can control, or anything in your life, suddenly our lives are hit with something intense. I can't control the random things that are dropping in my life by that. But what I can control is how I react to it. I can't control the cards that are dealt, but I can control how I respond to the cards. And I believe, truly, in my bones, that if you have a positive disposition, that can be infectious energy. And if you attack things with the right mentality, okay, and it's not always easy. I'm not saying it is. When you get punched in the face, it's hard to smile. But I feel like that's the way to go. I think that's the way to go, is to control the way that you look at things. With that being said, thank you to everybody for joining us here on the program. Shout out to Terrence. Welcome back, brother. Glad to hear we got your mic issues all cleared up. We got nearly 600 people in the room. Like the video. Hit subscribe. We will be back on live today at 3 o'clock. Myself, James Woody. We will be deeming winners and losers from the Jets draft. And they will be specific things. Again, you guys will sort of understand the theme when we get there. Live at 3 o'clock, I'll be at the radio station. But we're deeming winners and losers from the draft. Who won or lost because of the Jets' decisions. It's not just draft grades. A, B, C, D, E. We did that yesterday. But this is about the winners and losers from the draft. I think you guys are going to really like this. A lot of creativity here. But like the video, hit subscribe. Thanks for supporting, baby. Again, another shout out to my beautiful fiance. I love the new baseball Jets gear, sort of merged here. Very nice. The cursive Jets lettering. Thank you very much, honey. And hey, now, we got more coming up on the show. We'll see you guys at 3 o'clock. Take care and be good to thy neighbor. Again, you can't control the cards you're dealt in life, but you can control how you respond to them. Keep that in mind. We'll see you at 3 o'clock. Take care.